it's Kayla, and welcome back to Heartstrings. Sorry for the wait on this second episode. I know you guys really enjoyed the first one, so let's get right back into it. Class is over for today, so that means it's almost time for my first practice with my new team. I'm honestly not sure what to expect. Mika, Tetsuya, and Naoki, all three of them are clearly talented. That's why they were chosen. But aside from yesterday's first impression, I still don't know much about them. All I can really do is hope for the best, I suppose. Hey Kayla, let's go practice together. Mika appears beside me with a smile on her face. I wasn't expecting it, but her enthusiasm is so natural that I can't help but join in. Yeah, let's go together. This seems like a good start at least. We have a few minutes to spare, so we chat on the way to the room. It's strange, but Mika smiles at me like we've been friends forever. It's kind of nice. After all, Mika seems pretty popular. She waves at several classmates on the way. Even a cool-looking upperclassman stops to greet her. Ah, he is cool-looking. Hey, Mika. Oh, hi. Who's that? It's my friend. The guy walks away before she has a chance to say more. Mika turns back to me, tearful as ever. So, Kayla, are you looking forward to the performance? A little, but to be honest, I still do have some concerns. Like what? Well, for one thing, I'm not sure how well we're gonna work together. Not that I'm worried about you, I'm just not sure what to think of the guys yet. In my opinion, I don't think we'll have a problem. Sure, those guys might be a little strange, but something seems special about them. Sure, they're the prince of the school and the elitist cellist, but who knows? Something tells me they're not as great as they seem. Well, I have faith in them. I get the feeling that we'll all be really good friends. She smiles and I'm impressed by her optimism. Tetsuya might seem rude, but I can tell he has a good heart. And Naoki might be mysterious, but in the end, he's just a normal guy. What do you mean? How can you be so sure about them? Mika grins. Does she just have some kind of magic intuition? Kayla, I can tell. I know they're not being honest right now, but something big will happen. And I can tell that you really like them. What? I don't know if I'd say that just yet. As we approach the practice room, we're suddenly interrupted by a loud noise. Is that shouting? Loud noises coming from the practice room. Two people are very obviously arguing. Could it be those two? I cautiously open the door. Oh, it seems like it is. Sparks. Immediately they freeze. Mika and I awkwardly let ourselves inside. Were they in a fight? We enter the room only to see... You two are... Well, let's just get started with our practice today, okay? Right, of course. Everyone glances around for a moment, unsure of how to begin. With a sigh, I take out my folder, flipping to the sheet music for our set. Mr. Yoshima's not here yet, but we can get a head start on sight reading. Is everyone okay with that? Do you all have your music? The three of them nod, seemingly relieved to have some direction. We each take out our instruments and start to look through the music together. Let's play through the first 8 measures and slowly. Sure thing, Miss Leader. Ignoring Tetsuya's sarcasm, I pick up my bow, and 1 and 2 and we sound absolutely terrible. I cringe a little to hear the first sour notes that come out of our quartet. It's completely dissonant, unbalanced, and almost insecure sounding. You'd think that the top 4 students in the school should sound great together, but so far I can't say we match each other at all. Interesting. We really suck. Tetsuya, don't say that. It was just our first try. No, he's right. Something's really off here. As I was telling Naoki earlier, we need to focus on our technique. Tetsuya shoots a pointed glare at Naoki, who stares right back. And as for now, it's atrocious. Our technique is the least of our problems. If I may, I think we need to focus on the emotions of the piece. How can we play this song without understanding what it's about? Of course we'll mess it up, especially if a certain someone wants to ignore it. Naoki speaks calmly, but he shoots a dead glare in Tetsuya's direction. Rather than blaming me, you should look at yourself. Who is the one forgetting all the rests? The normally cool Tetsuya balls his hands into fists. The two break into a cold bicker, which escalates into a fight. Yesterday they seemed so calm. How did this happen? Suddenly Naoki turns to me. Kayla, look, what do you think we should work on? I have to solve this conflict now? Of course I'm going to say getting to know the piece, because I want to be on Naoki's side. Getting to know the piece is important. We need to understand the piece's theme before we start. Exactly, Kayla. I'm glad you get it. But, regardless of what I think, we need to work on both of them together. Like Mr. Yoshima was telling us, we can't ignore either part of the piece. It needs structure and freedom. It needs to have a heart. What am I saying? Something cheesy? I just want to say something that gets to them. I completely agree. Our music needs heart. So in order for that to happen, we need to be on good terms, okay? Mika speaks up, her face turning a little red as she faces the two guys. Alright, I'm sorry. I was getting out of hand.
Yeah, me too, I guess.
Thank you. Let's start again then. Kayla? Taking her cue, I count us off once more, beginning the piece again. 1 and 2 and 3. It still doesn't sound good, but it's at least a little bit smoother. Suddenly I notice that the cello and viola have stopped playing. Looking up, I realize that Naoki and Tetsuya are glaring to each other, yet again. Again? I can't take it. How irresponsible is it to do something like this? You two are getting really immature, you know? I put down my violin and stand up, folding my arms. Mika and I have been trying our best, but if you keep this up, you're just wasting our time. Kayla! If you don't shape up immediately, I really don't think we can play as a quartet. I know I have work to do too, but that's the point. We all need to practice. Everyone stops to look up at me, and for a moment I worry that I've gone too far, but they interrupt me once again.
That would be easier if we didn't have to work with this guy over here. He thinks he's so regal and special just because some girl calls him a prince, but he refuses to work seriously on his technique because of it. I know that in the end, he's actually afraid he can't do it. Can you really believe the things you're saying? You sure have a big mouth for someone who never talks to anyone at all. I just wanted us to understand the piece before we actually got into the details. Is that really too much to ask? Or maybe you're just afraid to think about your emotions because of your... Don't you dare say it. Oh, you bet I will.
Both of you, be quiet. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. This time, Mika takes control of the room. We're all shocked silent by her sudden outburst. It's clear now that we just can't work together yet, so we'll have to split you two up.
Excellent solution, Mika.
Mr. Yoshima steps into the room, nodding knowingly. We all freeze a little, shocked. Was he listening here the whole time?
I expected more from you two gentlemen, but I'm afraid I'll have to divide you up over this.
The guys look a little relieved at the idea of not working together.
Of course, it will only be temporary. Next meeting, you two need to be on your best behavior.
Then he turns to Mika and me, softening his voice a little.
Do you know why this happened?
Well, they got in a fight over how to practice.
I see. In that case, who would you rather practice with for today?
I look over at both of the boys. They instantly look defeated, regretful even. Naoki is trying his best to apologize, his cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Tetsuya's gaze is to the floor. He looks a little scary. I don't mind going with anyone. I just want to get some practice today. Kayla, what about you? She offers me a small smile. To tell the truth, I'm still a little annoyed at both of them. I'm not exactly in the mood for some one-on-one time. But I get the feeling that I might learn a little more about them with this opportunity, especially since it felt like there was a bigger issue underneath the surface today. I'll choose Naoki. I pick Naoki, and Mika ends up practicing with Tetsuya. Naoki and I go to the classroom next door. Even though he seemed so gentle before, he looked really upset with Tetsuya today. I'm concerned and curious. Something might be wrong. Yeah, it seems like they had something else going on besides just how they're practicing. But Naoki reads my face first.
Hey, I'm sorry about all that back there. I should have controlled myself better, and I was being a jerk.
Yeah, and so is Tetsuya. What was wrong anyway? Was it really just the practicing?
No, it was more than just that. I had a grudge against him. It was unfair of me.
What do you mean? Naoki sighs and leans on a desk.
He's really skilled, and I admire him a lot for that, you know? But he's just so cold and standoffish. I couldn't get used to it. I thought maybe if I pushed him, I could change him.
I see.
But in the end, maybe it's a little selfish of me. I shouldn't try to change others so forcefully.
Of course you shouldn't. For a second, Naoki looks surprised. I mean, at least you came to the right conclusion. I think that's really mature of you. But it's true, pushing someone like that will only make them retaliate.
You're so straightforward.
Sorry, I didn't mean to come off as harsh.
No, I really appreciate it.
I wish more people thought like you. Not many people want to be my friend.
Why wouldn't they? You seem really nice. Not to mention how talented you are.
I just can't get used to this constant flattery. How is he able to pull it off? My ears burn red with embarrassment. It's really my fault. I didn't make many friends when I was younger. Maybe I just never learned how.
Well, there's no time like the present.
Naoki's smile is full of warmth.
Lucky for us, we've got a talented group to help us practice. For you, it'll be making friends. For me,
he gives a sheepish grin.
Well, besides patching it up with Tetsuya, I'll need to work on basically everything else. I'm not a very great violist.
Huh? Why would he say that? He's considered one of the best among the viola players at our school. Perhaps he does things a little sporadically, but his work is very polished for the most part. Is he just trying to joke with me, or don't you have confidence in yourself?
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, you've been selected for this group by the school. It's not like you just randomly got it. You always work hard, don't you? Do you really not believe you're a good violinist? Or are you just trying to get pity?
I'm sorry, you're right. Maybe I do need more confidence.
Sorry, I was being too direct.
No, I'm happy to hear you believe in me. You two believe in me, right?
I believe that you've been chosen for a reason.
Let's hope they weren't making a mistake then. In any case, thank you, Kayla.
It's fine. We need to do our best, which means we need to understand our own strengths. I'll be there to remind you if you need it.
That means a lot to me, you know? Luckily, I'm good at making friends, so I'll be here to support you too. I won't let you feel alone.
Even though he's still smiling, he seems somewhat shy. In the light of the sunset, he seems to be shining. I can't help feeling that he really is like a pure prince. I'll be depending on you then.
I won't let you down, Kayla.
Thank you. I'm glad. I then realized that we've been forgetting something. Maybe we should start practicing now?
Oh, that's right.
I'd say he's a scatterbrain, but I got swept up in the conversation just as much too. We take out our instruments and power through the first few pages of the piece. Though it doesn't sound much better, it leaves me in a cheery mood. The sound of a quiet violin and a supporting viola. It's enough to inspire me for today. I hope that next time, Naoki and Tetsuya can finally get along.
And stop right there.
It's Friday afternoon, and we're back in the practice room yet again.
I think you four still have a long way to go.
We all give a collective sigh. Even though we came to practice more prepared this time, it's still no good.
Sorry, Mr. Yoshima, I hate to disappoint you. Well, I'm not disappointed, but still sounds terrible.
Agreed. We need to try even harder.
Well, let's keep it up then.
It's strange, but after last time's fiasco, the four of us started to get along a little bit more. Naoki and Tetsuya still don't really see eye to eye, but
it just seems like we can't blend together, right, Tetsuya? Yeah, I doubt we can perfect this performance in time.
Well, it seems like they've made up for now, in their own way. At least they'll agree on something.
Now, don't be so quick to give up. There's a reason why we chose you. I believe in you.
Mr. Yoshima smiles confidently with a glimmer in his eyes. But when it comes down to it, I think, I believe in us too.
That's the spirit, Kayla. So now that we know that the problem is your team coordination, do you four have any possible solutions?
We glance around at each other quietly. Well, I have an idea. It's a little unconventional, though. It might not be good. Mika, we'd love to hear it. We can't think of anything now anyways. Well, what do you guys think about, hanging out together? I think that's a good idea. Hanging out?
As great as that might sound, hanging out is really unnecessary to our... No, I like it. That's a wonderful idea. It's the spring of your youth. You kids don't let yourself have enough fun. But the point isn't to have fun, we need to work.
Well, I thought if we could get to know each other better, we could improve our team dynamic. Even though we've been working hard in the classroom, I think we need a change of pace. Maybe if we had some time to bond as a group, we could understand how to play better.
Now that I think about it, I have to agree. Sounds like a great plan. How do you feel about it, Kayla?
I'm a little hesitant. I know how to practice music, but hanging out isn't really my thing. Do I even know how to hang out? I mean, what would I say if I weren't talking about school? I can't help but feel nervous, but seeing Mika's determination inspires me a little, so I try to relax. Well, if it actually helps the team, I don't mind. We look at Tetsuya expectantly. He shifts uncomfortably under our collective gaze.
I don't think, well...
He stops his thoughts with a sigh, avoiding our stares. Even Mr. Yoshima looks on, eyes shining. Tetsuya doesn't stand a chance.
If this is all we can do, sure, I'll allow it. Then that settles it. I suppose we'll cut today's practice time short. Of course, you four still have an assignment. You need to spend some time together, got it?
The four of us voice our agreement and leave the practice room. Somehow, it feels a little bit funny. Are we really so awkward that we need to be forced to spend time together? I know the best place. There's a cafe in town.
I think I know what you're talking about. The girls are always telling me about it. Of course, you're so popular with the girls. That's not what I meant, you.
Hey, don't get in another fight, you two.
Sorry, Kayla.
While we might still have our issues, something inside of me is a little hopeful. I can't remember the last time I've been able to hang out with friends like this. I've always been too busy practicing, studying, or working. Maybe I could actually have a little bit of fun this time. Mika leads us into the cafe together. Seems like a popular spot since the tables around us are pretty full. We sit together at one booth, Mika and I on one side, Naoki and Tetsuya on the other. Though the guys share a seat, they sit as far from one another as possible. If it weren't so awkward, it'd look a little comical. Why don't we all get drinks? What do you guys want to order? I take a look at the menu. There's a variety of choices, but I want to try something sweet and delicious like the strawberry milk tea.
I think I'll try the strawberry milk tea.
Oh, I was going to pick that one too. Seems like you two have the same tastes. Well, I just made a random choice, you know. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm kind of happy. We all order our drinks and the waitress brings them out quickly. As I take a sip, I realize I'm not exactly sure what to talk about. Everyone's quiet. I should have known this. It's not like we were all friends before joining this group. So if it's outside of class, what is there to discuss?
So, everyone,
Naoki tries to break the silence. I guess he's the most social of us all after all. But before he can say a word, we're interrupted by a shrill, strange voice. Kayla, you go to Toho Gakuen Music High School? The four of us look up to find a beautiful and angry girl standing over us. She wears the distinctive uniform of another music school, Sinfonia Music Academy, and she's pointing at me. That uniform, it's obviously Toho Gakuen's. Who are you? You really don't remember me? Karen Himizuki, your rival? We have a rival? Oh my gosh. Karen, student age 16. Wow, you have a rival? That's so cool. No, I really don't have anything like that. We were rivals in middle school. I went against you in every violin competition. Well, it has been 2 years after all. Maybe time has warped your memory. I assumed you've been attending the top school with me, Sinfonia, of course. But of course you chose the cheap second-rate school. Now that I think about it, I guess it suits you after all. As she takes a step towards me, Tatsuya and Naoki both stand up simultaneously.
Hey, don't talk to Kayla like that. Miss Himizuki, surely you don't mean to say something so unnecessarily rude.
Karen obviously looks flustered by these two handsome guys. It's funny, but for the first time, Naoki and Tatsuya actually seem like a team. They even cross their arms in sync, defending me like two powerful knights. How low, Kayla? You can't even defend yourself. You have to get these pretty boys to do your dirty work? My heart's pounding, but I have to say something. I can't just let her do this. Now I remember you. You're the one who always came in second place. Oh! What? I try to put on some sort of confidence and stand up, matching her height. Yeah, I do go to Toho Gakuen Music High School, and I happen to think it's just fine. We don't have to brag to know that we're clearly the best. Toho Gakuen still hasn't won the Music Student Championships in 5 years, and I'll make sure we keep our streak. Then it looks like we'll just have to battle it out there, don't we? So, you're performing too? Actually, we are, and we're gonna definitely beat you, you meanie. Now all four of us are standing. It's caused somewhat of a commotion in here, but I don't mind. I'm actually kind of fired up. It looks like we've scared her too. We'll see. Hope you can put your money where your mouth is. She angrily crosses her arms, turns her head, and swirls around to leave. It looks like she didn't even stay to order anything. In a flurry, she's gone. As the air clears, we all grow quiet. We sit back down and get back to our drinks. I can't help but smile. Thanks, guys. I don't know what to say. With that, they all break into their own grins. We sure showed her. Who did she think she was?
The queen of idiots, probably. More like a spoiled idiot princess.
Now at least we're all finally getting along. And did you see her face? She totally fell in love with you guys.
Sorry, but I'd have to say she's not my type.
We laugh together and joke around for a little while longer. Slowly yet surely, things seem to be going smoothly. My heart feels a little lighter. For a moment, I think I've caught a glimpse of what Mr. Yoshima meant by having a team. When the mood calms down, Mika leans forward excitedly. So, I was thinking, do you guys want to have a team name? Something better than just Toho Gakuen Music High School Quartet, you know?
Do you have any ideas?
Well, not exactly, but I'm sure Kayla does. Oh, the pressure on us. What? Why me? Well, actually, there is one name. How about naming us? Oh, I get to pick? Awesome! Okay, so I think I'm going to stop it right here, and you guys can leave comments below on what you think we should name our team, and perhaps I will pick the top comment or whatever comment I really like to be the name of the team. So yeah, leave your best suggestions below, and we'll get back next time with a brand new team name and in the team spirit to beat that other school. Thanks for watching. Bye!